day with a simple small prayer. Not like this. You want to be a slave. And definitely not like this. Or they'll call the cops on you, and sometimes in many cases they may run you over with a freaking car. But more or less like this to receive his blessing. Therefore, I thank Jah for my rising in the morning. I thank in good health. I thank Jah for the opportunities he places in front of me, so therefore I may succeed with him by his merit and his merit alone. I also thank Jah for letting me help people, those who cannot help themselves. And most importantly, to show compassion towards my enemies, even if they deserve a very severe patada en el culo. To Ashua, Jesus Christ, and to the 227th heir to the throne of God himself, King Haile Selassie, Jah Rastafari, Jah Rastafari, Jah Rastafari. Boba Shanti, where are you? Where are you? Naibingi, good morning. This is the good morning. Zulu King Freeze just jumped in, people. You know what I'm about to do here. Okay? You know what I'm about to do here. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for coming through. I also want to give a shout out to Katarina from Care to Act Activism University between Connecticut and New York. She said, I killed it yesterday, which means only one thing. If she's new and she gave me like a long post and everything, obviously I have, a lot of respect for that, So later on, we're going to have some pretty good, audio for that later. But for now and so forth, I want to thank you guys for coming through on the KTNG Morning Show. A really important announcement here, because you need to know this, and you need to know this now, that you are now watching between YouTube and Facebook, the KTNG Morning Show. Welcome to the KTNG Morning Show, and I am your host, the most, from the left to the right, coast to the north to the south, the irrepressible mouth, the man all the way from the top of the mountain all the way down to the end of the freeway, the G to the R to the I to the T to the Z, ST all day, the freak on the peak who's about to speak. And if you open up your mind, I'll give you something to the end of the week. Happy Friday, y'all. What's going on? Paul Martin has joined the crowd. Let's see. Daniel Vargas Benitez, good morning, sir. Yes, Palik was in the house. That's right. Everybody's having a good day. That's right. Soul Brother number 1 is on the team. That's right. And I'm not drinking that triple beam. There you go. Anyway, I'm looking for a gun. And about congressmen who are basically getting funding from the NRA. And there you have it. Ready for this morning's sucker punch? I knew that you would. Yes. Okay, people, very important announcement. This is basically one day on Facebook on which you will now receive these things, okay? I enjoyed you guys' company and so forth, but I am moving the production to Patreon. You can follow me there. You can support me there. All of my creative endeavors and so forth are basically being paid off in that particular sense. So yes, I intend to grow a better community, but more importantly, one that is supportive of the Voiceless. Okay. Global. There's a global. Helen, I'm on the air, woman. What is wrong with you? Dang. You know I take time to do this, right? You know I take time to do this. Yes, Helen. Yes. What? We're not even married. That's what's funny. No, honey, I'm on the air. No, in a minute. In a minute. Okay, I'm live right now. In a minute. Okay. Jeez, I told you I was on the air. What part of that are you not really? Oh, goodness gracious. Let's see what I mean. Okay, anyway. Glad you guys came through and so forth. It's Friday. Let's get this party started and so forth. And of course, the name of the show, the name of the spit for today is the Naked Burger Cordon Bleu Balls, because the Democrats are basically ballless at this particular point. But then again, so is the rest of the country, especially when it comes to running over a black man with a car. I don't know. I mean, come on, man. What part of the revolution is that? Jeez. Were we not looking? I guess that's a new thing. Okay, you can't catch us. You just run us over with a freaking car. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, let's just go around the block and see what's happening. Let's start with my favorite part, which is known as this day in history. So, in this day in history, in 632 AD, the Prophet Muhammad dies. Okay. Prophet Muhammad, founder of Islam religion, dies in Medina. He was a prophet and God's messenger, sent to present and confirm the monotheistic teachings preached previously by Adam, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and other prophets. Okay, so I guess he's in good company. That's a good thing. What else happened in history? All right, let's see. 1862, Battle at Cross Keys. 1929, Margaret Bonaparte becomes the first female cabinet minister of UK. Let's see, 1953, U.S. Supreme Court orders the desegregation of restaurants located in Washington, D.C., and they are not allowed to refuse serving black diners any further. Womp, 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 womp. Okay, and let's see, 1967, Israeli planes attack USS Liberty, killing 34 crewmen. Wow, our allies. No, these are not the ones that burnt up the White House, all right? Okay, and I had to throw that in there simply because, needless to say, I wanted to make sure that everybody has some sort of ideology about, saying what historical matters, were prevalent at the time. And unfortunately, our commander-in-chief is just too damn stupid. He couldn't even figure out a simple, historical reference, to give to Trudeau and whatnot, because needless to say, that was like a textbook middle school history lesson that everybody knew. Everybody knew. Come on. The War of 1812, if you don't have like the record from like say Tchaikovsky or anything of that nature, then forget it. All right? You did not know. All right? So anyway, la-di-da, people. Yes, I can hear them screaming on me already. I don't care. Okay. Well, anyway, here's what's happening in the news, as we like to call it. Now, as you know, the big top story of the day, and I repeat, top story, came in last night, but there was from out of the White House more shenanigans. New York Times, ex-Senate aide charged in leak case where Times reporters records were seized. Wah, 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 wah. So it goes like this. A former Senate Intelligence Committee aide was arrested Thursday night in an investigation of classified information leaks where prosecutors were secretly seized years worth of New York Times reporters' phone and email records. That's funny. When you work for the New York Times and you are basically working inside of, say, like, the White House, and you're getting informing information and so forth to leak to the newspaper to sell more newspapers, you get thrown under the bus when you get busted, right? Check this out. Former aide James A. Wolf, 57, was charged with lying repeatedly to investigators about his contacts with 3 reporters. According to the authorities, Mr. Wolf made false statements to the FBI about providing 2 of them with private information related to the committee's work. They did not say whether it was classified, but Mr. Wolf was slated to appear before a judge today in Washington. Reached Thursday evening before his arrest, Mr. Wolf declined to comment. Of course, he got his ass busted, man. He straight up got his ass busted on that one. And there was nothing he could do but sit up and say, okay, I'm guilty, I busted. All right, so what does that do? What does that do? You have somebody from the inside leaking information from the outside. In the military, we used to have a saying, loose lips sink ships. And obviously, the ship, which we call the Titanic cheeseburger, has multiple holes on it. It looks like Swiss cheese. I mean, come on, what do you expect? This is not news from the alt-right. This is not news from the dead left. This is not news or anything of that nature. These are idiots who are inside the White House creating the damn shit. All right? And if they didn't, and if the American public is so stupid enough to follow behind and give these guys a pass on every single thing that they do, then how is it that Mr. Pruitt is still in the White House? Okay? My man is like the griftiest, shiftiest, shadiest white man I ever seen in my life inside of the doggone White House. Come on, dude. Come on, you mean to tell me you gonna be, oh my God. But it just keeps getting better, doesn't it? It keeps getting better because now we got to deal with this G7 thing, right? We do. We got to deal with this G7 thing. And, it cracks me up to no point that today homeboys going out there, they're like, stupid homie and whatnot is going to go out there to Canada where he made a bad historic reference, a mistake. Oh yes, oh, he made a mistake. The man's been making mistakes for the last 505 days, all right? He ain't gonna never get his shit right. So here we are, world leaders trying and failing to get cheeseburger. Okay, remember the naked burger, called them blue balls. All right. And this is from CNN, but I imagine just like love what CNN does to the articles and so forth when it's trying to teach you something about, how to not be so damn stupid. Okay. Now imagine you're the leader of a major world power. How do you deal? Well, the jefe of El Mese, the commander in beef, the walnut who has the brain size of a small singular Spanish peanut and is classified as the mental idiot. Okay, the man whose hands are smaller than his tax plans, who gives away to the rich and steals from the poor, killing off the middle class and making all of you like asses. That's right. Cheeseburger, burger, 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 burger. There you go. None of them can figure him out. They tried flattery. They sucked up to him. They became a part of his human centipede. They stayed at his private club, eating his chocolate cake. They've shaken his hands as long as he wanted, over and over and over again. They've thrown him military parades, which only makes him jealous. Remember, he tried to have a military parade in the United States. Okay, only a socialist, or no, I take that back. Only an authoritarian government, a dictatorship, somebody who basically just needs that, I think, that Stalin look. Okay, let me ask you guys a question. If we're so into fighting against communism, how come we are acting like communists in this fucking country? Why? Let me see your papers. Okay? We do so much shit that it's so arbitrary to the things that we were fighting against, but we wind up doing here. Isn't that a nice reversal of roles right then and there? I mean, good grief, who is drinking the freaking Kool-Aid? God, man, you guys are making me laugh here. I'm serious. Okay? They've done everything. They try to play alpha. They've done everything in the world to try to figure this idiot out. And for the life of these people, they don't know what to do with them. They don't. They really don't. They really don't. Who does? Who does? I mean, they've been extremely differential. They've taken his daughter out to dinner and championed her causes. They pointed out the very long historical ties between their countries, even though she has 3 illegal patent pendants coming out of China, which is suffering from a tariff, and which, needless to say, American jobs are being funneled over there because ZTE and Huawei are banking all the money that they can basically get, because guess what? We've been owing China money. Yes, about 800 trillion in bonds. Yes, they own a lot of our bonds and we have to pay them back. As a matter of fact, they owe a lot of land in Texas. The most Republican place in the world of hate speech, and they don't like gay people. They don't like trans people. Yeah, champion committee my ass. But any of that works. Instead, he hits them with terrorists, pulls out some treaties, and questions others. He wants to renegotiate just about everything. He upends decades of foreign policy, diplomatic, nuclear, economic, you name it. The man is a fucking idiot. All right? Stop supporting the fucking idiot here, because obviously this man doesn't even know what the hell he's doing. Business leader, my ass. 14 bankruptcies, and he winds up being the president. I guess America does have this penchant for rewarding the bad. Obviously, come on. Come on. If we're so bad and so good in rewarding the bad, how is it that, he's, basically the proverbial, if you ever saw that movie called, Human Centipede, just imagine your worst enemy in the worst possible position in that thing. Okay? He's covering it all. Okay? He's covering it all. I mean, you can call and complain. Your buddies can call and complain. You can go to American TV and complain. It won't do any good. Okay? The people, it seems, who have the most success at getting his attention are the ones playing hardest to get. That's his thing. He loves to chase. He loves to chase. Come on, this is the man who likes to grab pussies out of nowhere. All right, he's a sexist bastard, but you know something? He is not above the law. Stormy Daniels is going to have his ass in court, okay? And she is going to break that shit open. Oh my God. But you can't rely on U.S. ambassadors or Pentagon contacts. He regularly surprises them. He does it all the time. Cheeseburger said he's going to put America first. He seems to mean it, but you really never know when he's going to do next. So is he doing it on purpose? Does it really matter? It's impossible to figure out. I mean, come on. It's like trying to figure out a Rubik's Cube, but all the sides are painted the same. Okay? Come on. I mean, it's real simple. You twist it and twist it and twist it, and it just comes back the same. Garbage. So, in that particular sense, we now know that the world leaders are just stumped on Trump, aren't they? Cheeseburger makes his way through the world like a bad virus. And for some reason, we're supposed to respect an idiot like that. I mean, come on. The torch was passed from stupid to dumb and stupider. Okay? George Bush Jr., he knew he wasn't stupid. He knew he wasn't smart. Okay? So now he passes the torch to probably the most dumbest idiot I've ever seen in my life. Okay? Somebody get the drunk uncle off the barbecue set. Because as it stands now, everything is starting to fall apart around him. Okay? And for people who not to see this, stay blind to it and say, we still support you, while this man is stabbing you in the ass. For real. From the Daily Beast, a new book. Cheeseburger team, not deep state, revealed Flynn's talk with Russians was what, people? What does that do? What does that do? Your boy Manafort's about to get his balls hung up. All right? Check this out. Cheeseburger transition team told Barack Obama's White House about Mike Flynn's fateful conversation with Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak. According to the senior Obama aide's new memoir, that account stands in contrast to the oft-repeated claims that the Obama team unmasked Flynn's name after learning of the Kislyak conversation from surveillance intercepts. Ben Rhodes, an Obama duty national security advisor and longtime right-wing bit-in-your-ear, often prominently refers in accusations from Cheeseburger's allies that the outgoing White House improperly unmasked Flynn from surveillance intercepts and then leaked his name to discredit him in October. Rhodes testified behind closed doors to the House Intelligence Committee, controlled by Cheeseburger ally Devin Nunes, about unmasking. Okay, how many fly legs does it take to get stuck on a fly trap? All 6 of them, doesn't it? Okay, but in his just released book, The World as It Is, the former senior National Security Council staffer writes that the Obama White House learned about the Kislyak talks from Cheeseburger's team itself. Not for old Daily Beast, I never unmasked any Cheeseburger campaign official or associate. Not a single time. The unmasking scandal was completely craven and disingenuous farce masquerading as outrage, all intended to keep Americans from focusing on the real story of the Cheeseburger campaign's leak to Russia. Come on. All right, come on. Out of 100 years of our meddling in every other country's election, and every other country's coup d'etat, and every other country's, socioeconomic, gratification for them, like giving up their dollar for our dollar. Do you not think anything of when the roosters come home, the roost, it would happen here? We thought we was above all that shit, and look what happened. Now you got a crazed dictator or a billionaire who thinks he's freaking rich, trying to run over roughshod over everybody, think he's like that above the door. I want to act like a president, not just be labeled a president. I want to act like a president. Ooh. Let me get pardons all over the place. Keep throwing those pardons out there, homeboy. Pardons are for criminals. All right? Pardons are for criminals. It doesn't exonerate them from shit. Okay? You still walk out of there with your spots. Talk about you need a second chance. Yes, you do need a second chance. You need a second chance of redemption. You had every opportunity not to do the crap you did, but you know something? Long as Cheeseburger is pardoning every freaking body, why don't we pardon some real people? Like Mumia Abu-Jamal. How about Leonard Peltier? Okay? How about every other political prisoner? How about giving amnesty to to Afeni Shakur. Okay, how about that? But you know something? How about, like, to all of the political prisoners and so forth, like the Black Panther Party? How about that? We can't give them pardons for what? Because they were right? Oh, no. Yeah. They were right about the American system. It just seems that a couple of generations and whatnot later, the jackasses dropped the torches. And those of us who have basically supposedly picked them up didn't do much with them, did we? No, not at all. I put it in that perspective and whatnot. Yes, it's completely stupendous. Okay, to the amount of sheer dodgery, okay, that we go through, just to prove a point that we're in it, we're activists, we're this, we're that. No. Please stop faking the funk. All right, told you, voting don't get you nowhere unless you get out there and do it, and don't complain about your voting problems either, because that's just not gonna happen. That's just not going to happen. Rhodes said the cheeseburger, let's see, hold up, where are we at on this thing? Rhodes said that cheeseburger, and this is by claim here, this is by claim. The transition did not tell its Obama counterpart what Flynn discussed with Kislyak. This, quote unquote, likely would not have been the conversation where they had talked about our Russian sanctions, as it would have been later, but I learned about that from reading about it in a column by Washington Post writer David Ignatius. Okay? Washington Post. Remember who owns Washington Post, right? Jeff Bezos. And don't forget that his wife is like, the education secretary. She wasn't even fucking voted in. She just happened to get the damn job. All right? She wasn't even voted in. Yet she's got some conflict of interest and so forth going on her end as well. I'm gonna get her ass. Trust me, I'm gonna get her ass. Ignatius published that column on January 12, 2017, citing a quote-unquote senior U.S. government official saying Flynn called Kislyak several times in December 29th when Obama placed new sanctions on Russia and expelled Russian diplomats in retaliation for Russian election interference. Days later, Vice President-elect Mike Pence, who ran the cheeseburger transition team, incorrectly claimed on Face of the Nation that Flynn, quote-unquote, did not discuss anything having to do with the United States discussion to expel diplomats or impose censure against Russia. The following month, after the Washington Post reported Flynn had indeed discussed Russian response to these sanctions, because cheeseburger fired Flynn, his first national security advisor, ostensibly for lying to Pence. No, it just makes cheeseburger look bad. He's worried about his image. He ain't worried about who doing what wrong. Come on, the EPA dude, he's about to go on trial and so forth. It's because he made him look bad. Remember, we're talking about cheeseburger image here, not his rule, not his seat, or anything else, and his missing ass Bigfoot of a fucking wife. All right? Where is that hoe? Straight up. Hiding somewhere. But Rhodes had been targeted for the unmasking allegations as well. The Guardian and the New York reported last month that the Israeli private intelligence firm Black Cube, wow, is it like black with white dots on it? I mean, I could use some dice like that. Which was hired by cheeseburger allies to find discrediting information on Rhodes as a supporter of the 2015 Iran nuclear deal, was also tracking quote-unquote rumors that Rhodes was one of the Obama staffers responsible for unmasking cheeseburger's transition officials who were named in intelligence documents. Here, cheeseburger basically destroys the nuclear deal for Iran, which was working. Everybody and their mama are sitting around saying, oh my God, what is this idiot doing? That was just the first of many straws. And so now, as we move along, people, because you know where I'm going with this, okay? You know where I'm going with this. You know where I'm going with this, okay? It is obvious that there are so many, the rest of the nations are basically going, with this whole G7 thing that's going to go down, everybody and their mama is going to basically shame the crap out of cheeseburger. And he's going to get up like a spoiled little bitch, okay, that he is, and walk up out of there. He's not going to take that roasting so well. I mean, come on. We're talking about DT here, okay? We're not talking about detective undercover. We're talking about detective dipshit, okay? Which is reason why Francis Macron threatens a rare rebuke of the U.S. at the G7, and then Cheeseburger fires back. What? Let's go into see what Cheeseburger had to say about this. So Quebec City, French President Emmanuel said yesterday threatened to join with other world leaders in an issue of rare rebuke of the United States at the global summit here this weekend, drawing immediate and sharp replies from Cheeseburger. Wah, 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 wah. Macron said Cheeseburger could be excluded from joining with other leaders in a joint declaration of unity at the end of the global summit here. A very unusual move that is meant to isolate Cheeseburger's burst of trade threats aimed at numerous U.S. allies. This jackass started with one phrase only in his campaign. We're going to build a wall. Now, many of you are thinking in the physical sense of saying, we're going to build a wall around Mexico and the United States and keep all the immigrants out. No, we're going to build an economic wall, an emotional wall. We're going to become an isolationist terrorist state, okay? A police state, a police terrorist state, an ethno state, okay? A bunch of race-baiting idiot states, okay? To where we are basically looking at the extinction of populations of human beings left and freaking right, and the abuses of human rights left and right, and still we have not been brought up on charges for that crap. And when these guys are going to get around and say, look, you put us, you don't like what you can't get what you want from us, guess what? Since we know our politics better than you, jackass, and we've been doing this a lot longer than you, jackass, the strength of numbers. And so now, being that we are alone in this whole thing, we're now the we're the low man on the scrotum pole when it comes to, being recognized as a global power. All because some stupid idiot decided to vote for the biggest idiot of them all. Quote, the American president may not mind being isolated, but neither do we mind signing a 6-country agreement if need be. Macron wrote on Twitter, because these 6 countries represent values. They represent an economic market which has the weight of history behind it and which is now a true intentional international force. Okay? I remember watching The Twilight Zone long ago and so forth about this guy who time traveled and whatnot, and he went back and he was sitting at a breakfast table, and one of the guys said, in all irony, boy, it would be a day that this country feels the might of 1 billion people against it. Wow. Well, we got the idiot to basically do exactly with that. And now the weight of 1 billion people are looking at us saying, what's wrong with you? Sorry for us. I'm serious. I read tweets and posts every other day about how the rest of the world feels sorry for us on making the most stupidest choice for president of all time. Cheeseburger appeared unmoved, accusing Macron and the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of hurting the United States with unfair trade practices. Cheeseburger also said Trudeau is also being indignant, okay? An unusually personal attack aimed at one of the United States' closest allies, okay? Quote unquote, please tell Prime Minister Trudeau and President Macron that they are charging the U.S. massive tariffs and creating non-monetary barriers. Excuse me, but what national security issue? There was no national security issue to begin with. And if we're stupid enough to listen to this jackass says, because it's national security, when this so-and-so has been lying since the minute he sat his fat ass in that damn chair. Okay? Think about it, people. I mean, really think hard, okay? Get out of that pseudo I love Trump trap and really start to look at behind the character of a dictator. The EU trade surplus with the US is $150 billion, and Canada keeps our farmers and others out. Look forward to seeing them tomorrow. Cheeseburger followed up with another tweet targeting Trudeau. Prime Minister Trudeau is being so indignant, bringing up the relationship that the US and Canada had over the many years and all sorts of other things. But he doesn't bring up the fact that they charge us up to 300% on dairy, hurting our farmers, killing our agriculture. No, homeboy. You are doing that all day long. You are doing that all day long. You put a tariff, okay, on China. It killed the soybean industry, okay? Your deal with Monsanto is the reason why our cows don't produce the correct amount of milk. Think about it, people. You get a GMO crap right here in the freaking country, all right? And not only that, but since we changed a lot of our grazing lands and so forth with chemicals, expect people to have a lot of different things going on with them. Okay, look, check it out. It is the halfway point here. Okay. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Oh, well. There we go. Okay, in a minute, love. In a minute. We got to go back here. All right, here we go. It seems like that's why I'm going. It's just, that's why I'm getting off of Facebook, dudes. Seriously. So, part 2. The naked burger for Don Blue Balls. Here we go. And there we go. Okay, cool. Now we're back. Okay, I love this. The only time you actually think this stupid thing works is when it wants to work. Okay, so let's scale this back down so that way we can have all this. So in a sense, people, what I'm trying to say here is that you are now watching and listening to KTNG 860am.org. And if you get to our website, you can get one of these, become a supporter. $20 for a buck. But if you're going to be on Patreon, you will get a discount. Okay, so follow me to Patreon and so forth. That will be happening today. That will be happening today. I've given everybody plenty of warning. So guess what? Once a week, people, I will come back to Facebook. But for the rest of the point, I am going to create my own community. And this time, this is going to be a community that actually supports not only free thought radio, but free speech media. Okay, where we dissect and analyze the kind of crap that you people are basically sitting up there saying, "Oh my goodness, maybe if we pray hard enough, there's going to be some sort of gift from the sky that'll stop this maniac from doing what he's doing." But it can't be done. We as people on this planet, we have to do something. We have to do something to get this jackass out of there. All right? If you come through your email from, say, like the left, that says, "We must put a stop to Trump. Sign the impeachment. Sign the impeachment." Do it. Do it then and there. You would express your individual power in a collective that does want this jackass out of the White House. So, if anyone's killing our farmers, it is our deal with the devil himself, who is lied to the dairy farmers. Okay? Killing our agriculture. Later, Cheeseburger tweeted that he would raise undisclosed tariffs to the end European Union countries if they don't lower theirs. First of all, jackass, you started this shit. And then everybody comes back in retaliation, and now you're going to sit there and say, well, if they don't lower theirs, then we're going to put up more tariffs. How do you justify your actions? It's being that ignorant. It's just a God complex that is unsurpassed anything that Hitler ever had. Hitler, Napoleon, and Mussolini couldn't even have combined. If they all had a baby, that would be you. Okay? The White House said Thursday yesterday evening, that Cheeseburger now plans to leave Quebec on Saturday morning, several hours earlier than his counterparts. The Cheeseburger will travel directly to Singapore from Canada in anticipation of an upcoming meeting with North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-il, on Tuesday. So White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders said in a statement, the only reason why the man wants to get out of there because he doesn't want to be called for the shit that he's doing. So if the European Union, along with Canada, along with Mexico, are still furious over the invocation of national security just to justify them damn terrorists, obviously the man is basically just pulling the wool over the American eyes, and you people refuse to see it. That's the reason why your Republican base is not getting any expansive. It's not becoming broader. It's just becoming a little bit more knotted. You know, like what they call them damn things. Them dirty little knots, little gallstones. Yeah. Cheeseburger's like a gallstone. to the human body of this nation. Now that he's took all of his allies and made them an adversaries, he's going to go to the communists and act like a communist dictator in order to conciliate China in hopes with a trade deal that he can bill as a major achievement. ZTE, Huawei. Why is he up to giving China so much concessions? Because his daughter's there. Why is he willing to give Armenia concessions? Because those are his boys. Russian mafia, Trump family mafia. Okay? In this particular traditional sense, America gets what it pays for when you have evil people running the fucking country and you don't do shit about it. You know this, but yet many of you hide behind a veil of ignorance because you're afraid to say anything. You're afraid to do anything. Chicken shit ass motherfucker. Please. I love it when people do stuff like that because here it is. ZTE will pay $1 billion in fines and agree to fund a new in-house compliance team staffed by the United States experts, Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross says. They will give that up, okay? They will give that up. So my question is this. I would like to be a fly on the wall in a G-Summit movie so I can sit there and listen to these guys berate the crap out of them. Cheeseburgers only go there for a hot minute. Once he gets enough of being embarrassed and roasted, he will jump ship, go to Singapore, and sit up there under friendlier climates of knowing that he bullied somebody to make a friend out of. Stab and feed, stab and feed, stab and feed. Wow. That's nice. He's trying to keep China from invading the United States. But it's already happened, dude. It's already happened. Okay? You're a little bit late for that, Cheeseburger. Very so. So here it is. Here it is. Here it is. It is horrendous. It is totally horrendous. The information that we see come across on a day-to-day, hour-to-hour, moment-to-moment. Jaquana, get off Facebook for a minute. Damn, woman. Nobody wants to look at you right now. All right? Jeez. Good grief. You need attention that damn bad. Good grief. You got pregnant. You got enough attention as it is. Jeez. All right. Anyway. The thing is, people, is that for those who are so stuck on the right wing penchant of we have to be like the monstrous and murderous nation that we are. We must make everybody else subordinate to us. Okay? We are the mighty United States of America. We will take over this entire world and we will subdue you any way possible. That way we can rule the world. That way we're the best country. We're the only country. Methods of isolation. I mean, good grief. I don't think Cheeseburger's ever spent a day of his life in jail, but he's making his man in the can syndrome thing very prominent. Very prominent. As a matter of fact, it's become such a headache for everybody around the world. I'll give you an example of what kind of disease leaks off of this parasitic jackass. LA Times, for the first time under Cheeseburger's U.S. punishes Nicaraguan officials for violent demonstrations. Now, if you've been following what's been going on, the Trump administration announced Thursday it will yank visas from several Nicaraguan officials it blames for the country's response in a wave of anti-government demonstrations in which the state security forces have killed dozens of people. This was the first punitive action taken by the administration as international condemnation of the government of President Daniel Ortega has grown in Washington this week as the Organization of American States looks up to the issue of Nicaragua turmoil. Citizens from the Central American countries staged protests outside local hotels. The violence is, quote-unquote, undermining democracy, the State Department said, and a country that has steadily become under autocratic rule by Ortega. Gee whiz. Oh my God, they're talking martial law. See what happens here? Martial law, people. Okay, now the film The Purge is coming out. The first Purge, of course, need to say it's a whole bunch of people running around getting rid of their anger. And of course, they turned their anger against a black family, right? I'm just trying to survive. Go figure. Okay? I guess this is in response to white people trying to claim that they got beat up at Black Panther movies. Please, stop with your bullshit. Okay? Quote, the political violence by police and pro-government thugs against the people of Nicaragua, particularly university students, shows a blatant disregard for human rights and is unacceptable, says the State Department. How much hypocrisy is that when we do it here on a day-to-day basis to nations around the fucking world? Heather Newhart also said she would not identify the Nicaraguans who are not allowed to travel to the United States, citing privacy rules, except to say that it included police commanders and regional and national officials. Throughout recent history, there have been waves of immigration from Nicaragua to the United States, with many families today living part-time in each country. Besides being denied visas for the U.S., would prevent such arrangements for those affected, which means, needless to say, you will fall into the category of my running away people, into the same ones as immigrants, migrants, or for that matter, illegal aliens. And what would happen if you got here to the United States border? Your children will be ripped away from you in that particular diaspora. And that diaspora means what, people? Modern day slavery. Keep in mind that the United States is trying to sue churches in different states for having sanctuary cities. Keep in mind, my people. Ortega was a prominent leader in the leftist Sandinista movement, but many Nicaraguans abandoned those ideals to preside over a government riddled with corruption, just like we have here. Leadership by example. Just gotta love it. You just gotta love it. Yay! Okay. In protest not seen since revolutionary days, tens of thousands of Nicaraguans have been marching against the government across the nation. State security forces in some occasions have opened fire on largely peaceful demonstrations. More than 120 people have been reported killed. Is peace such a dangerous weapon to corruption? You have to ask that. If peace is such a dangerous weapon to corruption, why does corruption have to have the evil face that it does now in order to justify its reasons for cold-blooded murder, for starvation, for economic segregation, for hate, religious manipulation, if you will? Gotta plant that seed, baby. Gotta plant that seed so that way your seeds will grow into this magnificent thing that the Lord is going to bless you with. Oh, man, Dominus Omen Stoke and Donuts, people. Please skip me with that one. All right? Jeez, come on, man. Until recently, Washington and Managua enjoyed good relations. Nicaragua is not plagued with the gang warfare or drug cartel violence that has hit other parts of Central America. Despite repressing political dissent, Ortega has overseen a friendly climate for business. That's bullshit. If that wasn't the case, then how can you have a lot of Central Americans in Nicaragua trying to get inside the United States? What? Because the law says, the rules say that you can't, cross the border here if you're getting your ass beat by your husband. If your kids are being, threatened with gang violence if they don't join a gang. Come on, people. What you may see on the surface definitely exists underneath in the underground. And if you can't see the underground while you're traveling around on your nice little lofty things and so forth, by all means. Oh my God. No, sorry, I do not do exotic real estate because that is a joke right about now. There's a bubble happening, bro. So thanks, but no thanks. All right. There's a bubble happening, and the banks are going to be partly responsible for it again. And of course, we're going to bail them out as usual, taxpayer money. So, on that. And now, my people, for our Friday biscuit eater right here, from the New York Times, it's horrendous. The heartache of a migrant boy taken from his father. Now, of course, a couple of days ago, we had this dude, he was delivering pizza, and he was basically snatched up by ICE because, of course, needless to say, America's racist ass courts bungled his paperwork. How many oops can we get out of our United States courts when people are actually doing good? They're providing for their families. They pay taxes into a system that does not trust them. Shit, welcome to the black side of the fence, man. All right, orderly, Holmes, orderly. Yeah, that's right. Chasing after the gavacho and so forth and got traded in for like a malachista. Think about it, people. Think about it. Here we go. When he landed in Michigan in late May, all the weary little boy carried was a trash bag stuffed with dirty clothes from his days-long trek across Mexico, 2 small pieces of paper. One, a still drawing of his family from Honduras, and the other, a sketch of his father, who had been arrested and led away after they arrived at the United States border in El Paso. An American government escort handed over the 5-year-old child identified on his travel documents as Jose to the American woman whose family was entrusted for caring for him. He refused to take her hand. He did not cry. He was silent on the ride home. Now, several years ago, I'm gonna tie this all together for you guys. Several years ago, or decades ago for that matter, I don't know if you remember this, but there was a child, a lone child, who was escaping from Cuba on a raft, and he made it to the shores of the United States. And people were all cheering like, oh, yeah. He made it. We got to keep him here. Yeah. And guess what the United States did? They sent him back. Wow. I wonder how old that boy is right about now. What has he got to say about this? Think about it, people. Think about it. The first he cried himself to sleep, then it turned into just moaning and moaning, said Janice, his foster mother. He recently slept through the night for the first time, though he still insists on tucking the family pictures under his pillow. Jose's separation from his father is a part of Cheeseburger administration's latest and most widely debated border enforcement policy. Come on, it is nothing but slave dysphoria. It's not a policy. It's an act of slavery that has been existing on the books since then. What, y'all didn't? Oh, let me guess. All of my Mexican and Latino people did not read or watch the movie 12 Years a Slave, did you? Okay. Last month, Attorney General, the troll, the golem, Jeff Sessions, announced that the government would criminally prosecute anyone who crosses the border illegally, a directive that has been leading to the breakup of hundreds of migrant families and channeling children into shelters and foster homes across the country. Right now, there are approximately 15,000 of them. 15,000 of them locked up in deplorable places at this point. And yet still, they complain that they're getting all the better services that most of our people here in poverty can't even get. Bullshit. So the best way for a child to get any kind of social services is to wind up in prison. Keep in mind, people, it is the government plan to take from you, raise them into what they would call the eclectic robots. Those trained to kill under order. Don't believe me, it's happening now. They already started with a group, with a small batch now. When you have separation, when your child is separated from a parent, especially as close a bond as they do have in their culture, my God, you know what you're doing. You are committing to creating more mental health disease problems here in this country, and you can't see it beyond a financial picture of what you're doing. The goal, according to the administration official, is to discourage Central American families from making a perilous journey to the United States southwest border, where they have been arriving in swelling numbers this year to claim asylum. Give them the damn asylum. In just the first 2 weeks under Cheeseburger's new family separation policies, 638 parents who arrived with 658 children have been prosecuted. Administration officials told Congress they have been separated from the kids just as well. Their policy is if you break the law, they will prosecute you. That prosecution means we will tag you. We will separate you from your children. Your children will go through a complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and we will sit there and have only a psychiatrist that speaks Spanish and actually sit up and listen to the problem, write it down, and say, look, give me my paycheck at the end of the month. These kids don't have to go home with me. They confidently scream, we can make sure that the children go to people who are actually family members and who are not traffickers and who will abuse them. Bullshit. To this day, there are foster kids that are so abused, okay? So there's some in rural areas that are used as slaves. So please, miss me with that, especially with orphans. The policy will succeed as a deterrent remains an open question. What is clear is that it is creating heartbreak and trauma for those subjected to it. Oh, gee whiz, people, come on. Do y'all need to go back and look at Roots, please? Because maybe then you will get the ideal of what happened, okay, to the mind of people. How they lost their religion, their culture, their language, their God. And now, by the way they've been acting, chasing the Gavacho dream, baby, you even lost your fucking minds. And you still do it today. Yes. Families have been stipend for about $400 a month of defrayed costs for taking care of the kids. Okay? But what do the kids have to say to this? When are they gonna go home? I want to see my dad. I want to see my mom. I want to be with my sisters and brothers. Do you know what kind of anarchy you are actually creating at this particular point? One that would start with inside of it. There would be such a Mexican Latino Nat Turner rebellion going through the minds of some of those who have been deeply affected by this entire betrayal of family. God, come on! That's what's on the freaking That's what's written on the preamble for the Statue of Liberty. Okay, I mean, come on! This is what the Pointer Sisters were saying. We are family, all of us, but not you and me. Okay. Among other children recently fostered by Bethany families is an 18-month-old separated from her father who has been detained. The child cries frequently, especially when she changes settings. Okay, the child already knows the touch of her father. She knows who her mother is. These kids are having nightmares, anxiety, and stomach aches. A 3-year-old was taken from his mother at the port, was inconsolable during the flight to Michigan, and he cried incessantly on arrival at his new home last month. And she said he has begun to bond with his foster mother, from whom he is now reluctant to be apart. He seems fearful of losing yet another attachment. Do we not see what we're doing to these children? Do we not see this? And yet this continues under the Republican administration. These people are not breaking the law. They're escaping the crap that we started for them. And for the 100 years or so that we've also done this, for the 100 years that we've done this to other nations, and now it comes back home to us, and here we are going to sit here and deny it. That is evil. And for evil to continue, good people must not do nothing. If you don't want to do nothing, fine. You don't want to do nothing, sit with your thumb up your ass and your beer in your hand, walking around looking like Jack Stupid all damn day. Go ahead. You're an American. What does it matter to you? Yeah, 400 years later. Think about it, people. Think about it. Same thing that happened to us has now happened to a people that are basically trying to get away from shit. They didn't come over here. They didn't get snatched up and been brought over here. They're coming over here and they're being made into slaves. Their children are going through the same discord as our ancestors went through. And we refuse to see it as such. Basic mathematics, people. Basic mathematics, man. And if we don't see this, and we don't understand this, guess what's gonna fucking happen? There's gonna be a revolution in this country the likes of nobody will ever understand. There won't be enough surplus military gear or enough bodies for the police officers or the National Guards to stop it. Jim Gold, the man who wrote the Redneck Bible, said all it takes is just for people to throw away their cultural and their class issues and realize that we're all in the same fucking boat, march up on Washington, and kick the ass of the president for a good year. Everybody gets a swing. All right, people, I got to get out of here. So let's go and do our morning shout-ups. This is the KTNG Morning Show. Thanks for watching. Free Thought Media, First Amendment defiers and vilifiers of the Second Amendment, as we like to call it that way. All right, let's see who's up here this morning. Good morning to Ernest Franklin, smartest man in Texas. Bear PJD Crew. What's going on? Good morning. Ponder Wisdom, good morning. Helen Jackson, yes, good morning. I will get to you in a minute with your crazy postings, okay? And Benzema all the way in South Africa, good morning. Derek Holt, good morning. Monk Matthias, good morning. Ross Kwame, good morning. All right, everybody else and so forth that didn't make it to the party, too bad. That's a good thing. Katarina, good morning. Good morning. Katarina was actually the first person I saw this morning, so I got to give her extra love special on that one. And not only that, but also, a fair good morning to Walt Jenkins, who's been listening. Yes, the man who remembers, the man responsible for the Man Who Remembers show, which is now morphed into the Funky Booty show. We tend to put on music and play more good music than anything else. But I do have to give super props to everybody that's hung out and supported what we do here. We're now going to be moving this to Patreon. You can basically support me there, because one, it's a little bit lucrative, and two, I can actually not go through the stress of like not realizing that my monitor didn't work at one point, and all it took was a power surge to make shit work. I mean, come on, I'm not doing well, okay, in order for all of this to work, but I'm doing this by the skin of my teeth. And if I can get to a platform that can actually pay me, guess where I'm going? I'm going where the money is right about now. I will still have love for what I do, and I know there's going to be love for me, but the revolution cannot be underfinanced, people. Sorry, okay? There are cats doing the exact same thing I'm doing, and they're getting paid thousands a month. So why not for me? All right? You've already had your entertainment. Go on about your damn business. All right? And rest assured, come to the Patreon page that you will see. I will make this announcement today after I finish all the preliminaries. And once that's done, I hope to see you there. In all the good spirit and all love and support. And there's going to be, the premiere of the EBT Ghetto Chef and so forth. It'll be the fastest 3.5-minute cooking show you will ever see in your life. And therefore, those who follow me on that, I got gifts and surprises, gift and prizes. I can do things like that now. I got tons of stuff. Even the mug. There you go. All right, Facebook. Y'all been good. But, come on. Y'all got to do better. And stop giving everybody's information away to third-party activities that are primarily not conclusive to what social media should be. All right? That's right. So for independent press, for free thought media, for defending the First Amendment rights here, the KTNG Morning Show, I've been your producer, your director, and not only that, but the guy who does everything here. You see the sign, you see the post, you see the panel right there. You know what I'm doing is real. Okay? It's all right. When I get to my Patreon page and I get that sucker up, that's where I'm going to be. And I hope you guys follow me there. You'll figure it out. Straight up, you will figure it out. Now, some of you may be a little bit slow, but you'll figure it out. Anyway, I got to get out of here. It has been fun, and most importantly, I enjoyed myself here. To get to our page, MushLuv'd -D by John, KTNG.org. Like and subscribe to the channel and so forth. And once I get it on Patreon and so forth, you can do more than that. I'll have prizes, I'll have gifts, everything that you could possibly receive there, because it is a platform for that. So it's mutual, it works out, everybody's making money, everybody that goes there and so forth is doing very well. We're growing their communities and having the support. And that's what I'm looking for. Better support than what I've been getting here for the last 6 years.